welcome to Brandverse. I'm Shabani Gharat. In this show, we get you the latest updates from the world of advertising and marketing. First up, we speak about how FSSAI crackdown continues. After tightening screws on food companies over labeling, hygiene and food safety violations, the regulator is now asking consumers to become its eyes and ears on the ground. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has urged people to report unsafe food, unhygienic kitchens, stale food and poor food handling practices through its Food Safety Connect mobile app. The consumers can also upload photographs as evidence, helping authorities take faster enforcement action. The move is aimed at strengthening surveillance through public participation as FSSAI intensifies its nationwide food safety drive. Now, moving on, the center scrutiny of Meta is intensifying. The Ministry of Electronics and IT is reviewing the company's response after issuing a notice over alleged child sexual exploitation material appearing in paid Instagram ads. Meta says it has already removed the violating ads and accounts, denied deliberately targeting users and outlined additional child safety measures. The government will now examine the response before deciding on any further action. And finally, as we head into the final week of the FIFA Football World Cup 2026, here is a campaign that's proving football is as much about emotion as it is about the game. Coca-Cola has launched the real voice of football, celebrating fans who literally lost their voices cheering for their favorite teams. The campaign features real supporters whose hoarse voices became the soundtrack of the tournament, turning passion, not perfection, into the brand's latest and the biggest message, and reminding the world that the loudest support often comes from voices that can barely speak. Now let's speak with two prominent women leaders in tech. First up, we have Vice President and Country Manager for Google India, Preeti Lobana. She's speaking about how the playbook for Indian marketing is being entirely rewritten with AI. From longer conversational search queries to AI-driven ad precision, the playbook for Indian marketing is being entirely rewritten. Joining today to unpack what this means for the future of business, data sovereignty, and the survival of the traditional ad agencies is a powerhouse leading this massive digital transformation. She oversees Google sales, strategic operations, and also AI-driven growth across one of the world's most dynamic digital economies. Please welcome the Vice President and Country Manager for Google India. We are joined in by Preeti Lobana. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now, Preeti.
Thank you for having me, Shabani.
Now, AI mode, Preeti, is something that I have been using very, very often over the past couple of months. But AI mode has, according to your report, made global search queries 3x longer. So help us understand, are these longer conversational queries actually converting better, or are users just taking longer to find what they want?
So AI has triggered an expansionary moment for search and shifting behavior towards highly conversational, complex, and multimodal experiences. I mean, going beyond text to images as well. And the length of queries are expanding, Shibani, because users are searching exactly how they think and speak in normal day-to-day life. So we are seeing them engage in like multi-turn conversations with new experiences such as AI overviews and AI mode, asking deeper, longer follow-up questions, so much so that global search queries hit an all-time high last quarter. And this shift in behavior is from curiosity to certainty. We're seeing consumers looking for stronger, validating proof points to make high confidence decisions. In fact, 87% of users in India engaging with these AI search experiences report that they are making significantly more confident choices. Today, Google and YouTube are present in 93% of new brand and product discovery journeys in India. And the best part is we are seeing Gemini become the definitive ROI advantage for Indian brands, turning this curiosity, this change in behavior in consumers, this curiosity is being
Right.
turned into a predictable business growth driver. So we are turbocharging our ad suite with Gemini. It's a cutting edge model. The minute it gets an upgrade, we bring that to our ad suite because it is very important, and it's been our ethos as Google that we meet the customers and the consumers and the users where they are. So as the users are evolving and we are meeting them in their purchasing pathways. I'll give you a small example, Shibani. I know you're an avid marathon runner. Now maybe 2 years ago you would have keyed in something like good quality running shoes. Today what we are seeing users like what they type in is women's stability running shoe for a 20K marathon, built for heavy asphalt pavement. Sometimes people even say for a broad or a narrow foot, and they'll say on a budget under 20,000 rupees. It's a highly nuanced query, it's a complex query. AI Max, which is a campaign we built in with these new AI search experiences, it unpacks the full context. It customizes the creative. So you, as the user, will see an ad that explicitly mirrors your intent, what you were looking for. And AI Max will, the product ensures that you bypass the homepage clutter to route the user straight to the exact product landing page. So we're converting a deeply nuanced, complex question into an immediate solution in like less than a second. And that's how we are driving the discovery to decision making journey on search with our full stack Gemini advantage. So it's very fast, it's very nuanced, it's customized, and it's frictionless.
Right, right. Preeti, also help us understand how has AI mode changed your life, and what are some of the answers that have stumped you while searching something on the platform?
So, one of the key things, I shifted into a new home in the last 2 years, and you want to look for something which is uniquely different when you're doing up your home. So, when I was looking for, let's say, table linen and stuff, dinnerware, from just searching for a plate or floral plate or something which is ceramic, I have been able to give really complex queries in to say, I want it to be not something which has gold lining. I want it to be something which is very sustainable and environment friendly. I want something which has used, organic colors. So I have been using AI mode to just go very deeper into the very specific stuff I or my loved ones in the home, want. Because you can imagine in a family of 4 people, everyone has their own sort of ask. AI mode helps us beautifully rather than going on keying in separate keyword driven stuff. We just go all on AI mode and you get such beautiful, simple responses, which makes my life much simpler because you get so many choices.
So there were conversations when AI entered our lives in a big way that, the traditional SEOs is dead, search is dead. But, what I'm seeing and whatever your report is suggesting, it's on the contrary, things are happening in a very different way as compared to what we predicted. Also, one of the data points in your report is indicating towards the fact that Gemini is driving 40% reduction in irrelevant ads globally, which was like a big challenge when it came to search in the past. So what is that specific number for India where, there are mixed languages and English dominates whenever we are looking for something?
So, Shibani, for over 25 years, the success of Google's ad system has been understanding intent, connecting people with products and services that meet their needs. Now, with AI and Gemini, Gemini is the engine that is making these connections and accelerating growth for our customers across Google and YouTube. While I can't share India specific numbers, what I can tell you is that Gemini is helping us to better understand user intent on complex queries. That's what I just shared with that specific running shoe example. And then showing people personally relevant ads that meet their needs in these moments. And that is how we are dramatically improving our ability to deliver relevant ads and drive growth for our advertisers. We've been making Gemini based improvements to query understanding at a rate of almost a launch per month, like one launch per month on an average for the last 2 years. And so, as the models improve and our ability to deploy them improves, ads quality continues to improve. And this enhances, obviously, value for consumers because ads then are not irritants but sources of inspiration and serve as helpful answers to commercial questions. And like I said earlier, whenever Gemini gets an upgrade, so do our ads products. And that's how we help to create this flywheel, which is about our partners creating, capturing, and converting intent. And as I said, it is driving a 40% reduction in irrelevant ads globally. So, one thing we are very proud of in search and in Gemini is that it's multimodal and it is about Indic languages. So the ability of Gemini, and as country manager, I can tell you, we like really focused on this. How can we serve our user in India by making sure Gemini understands multiple Indian languages? It's not just about Hindi or English, it's also about other languages across the countries, so that we are meeting the users and addressing the complex diversity, which is linguistic and cultural in a country like ours.
And how much understanding do the marketers today have of some of these features, and how effectively are they using it in the country to reach out to their respective consumers and, be in those conversations, be at the right point? And how are you holding their hand in doing so?
So, for us, our ethos is to stand as partners with the broader ecosystem, be it our advertisers, be it creators, be it our agencies. So we've done a fair bit of work, we meet with our customers regularly. We do a fair bit of training on. So I'll give you an example. In the agency ecosystem, we have a platform called Gurukul, and we ensure that we are bringing what we call practitioners at all levels to make sure that they're aware of what are the new offerings, where is it that the users or consumers are going, so that even they are there to meet the demands and the changing behaviors of the consumers. I'll tell you another thing. Every industry, every company looking at their own traditional infrastructure, culture, the consumers they are serving will have their own journey. Some will move faster, some will have a slightly longer journey. Our role is to make sure, regardless of who it is, we are there in an equitable manner, being with them on empowering them with training, empowering them with the new solutions that are coming up, working with them to have them set up with bespoke solutions that work for their unique context, so that it's like a win-win for everybody. It's not anchored on one type of a partner. You can be a small agency, you can be a big one, you can be a large customer, you can be a smaller one. Our solutions are there for all, and we partner with all equally.
Preeti, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today on ET Now and sharing all of these inputs and insights. I'm sure it will help a lot of marketers and agencies who are watching this show.
Thank you so much for having me. Wonderful talking to you.
Well, it is time for us to take a very short break. On the other side, we are catching up with Kirtika Reddy, who's a prominent technology executive, venture investor, and co-founder and CEO of Optimize GEO.